Hey, how's it going, guys? So this video is going to be a little bit different than the last one. I'm not going to be going over a specific trade because I took multiple, and as you can see, my account went up from 436, I think, to 1282, which is, I think, like 850, 860 around that, which is a little bit less than 2%. So yeah, it was a good day. I was trading based off of news. I used more risk because the Trump news meant that the market was going up, down, up, down, up, down, paired with GDP. It was just crazy. So I want to go over the model that I'm using to approach trading. Obviously, before I say this, people that know the model will already know that, like, it's good, but you can't follow it fully, but I try to follow it to the best extent possible. So the model is simply just the rational model. This was proposed for how people think. First, we define the problem, where do we think the market's going to go? We make an analysis based off of that by identifying decision criteria. We allocate weights to criteria, potential for it going the other way, where to put your stop loss, take profit, all of that. We develop alternatives that could happen, like, oh, this could happen, which could lead to me being stopped out. And we consider if the trade is worth it based off of that by evaluating and picking the best alternative or just the best decision overall, which could be going down, taking possibly a short position, or going up, taking a long position. I'm not mad, I'm just tired, sorry. And then here's the model that I was following when I started trading. This is what a lot of us do. This is just how people think. It's really hard to avoid it, but this is just how we are, okay? We find a good... Yeah, so this is going right here. Simon's normative model was proposed for how people actually think versus the rational model, which was the original. And obviously people aren't fully rational. If we were, we would always make good trades. We would always follow our strategy, and we would never deviate for potential of a quick gain or like a scalp, whatever. But Simon's normative model is basically just decision making that is characterized by limited information processing. So this is like when you go into the charts and you're doing something else, you're multitasking, but you see a potential like, oh, the market's just falling. You're like, oh, let me hop in on that. And then you get stopped out. Because you look at the market and you assume that it's falling, and that's the only thing that's going to keep on happening. It's going to fall some more. You risk some money, you get stopped out and just lose money that you could have saved and maybe used on a better trade overall. Or it simply just could be market is moving up, down. It's in an order block and there's not confirmation for where it will go. So you put in a trade, but your price just goes up, down, and you maybe get stopped out. Or you maybe get a small profit, but you waste your time and you were basically gambling. So that's the first thing tip, how we do it typically, if we're not approaching it from a rational mindset, is that we just use limited information processing. Simply by just choosing the easiest option, which would be to just put a short because you see the market going down, or put a long because you see the market going up. Obviously, if you're using the rational, you will analyze the weekly, the daily. You'll look for confluences like order flow. You'll look for fair value gaps, the order block. You'll look at the wicks, looking for hammers and dojis if you're in an order block. And you'll make trades based off of that, depending on where you think price will move. Obviously, this is probably not taking in news also. So yeah, use of judgmental heuristics. This is simply where we look at the market, and to make it easier, we avoid looking for the wicks, the draws on liquidity, all that, for our brain so we can process it faster, versus manually skimming through it, putting down every single wick. We just look at this, oh, there's a high, there's a low. We don't scale down to the smaller time frame, so we just put a order in on a wick, something like that, and of course that's not enough confluence and we get cooked. And then satisficing. This is what I said in the beginning. We picked the easiest option that makes sense. Like, oh, market's going up, so we pick that. Goes up, maybe we get like a small profit. We get stopped out because liquidity is swept or something like that. Or maybe just trend wants to reverse. And we lose money because of that. So going into a trading day, I want you to just go over the normative model and go over the rational model and compare the two. Think about your previous trading days. Think about, were you acting more in a rational frame of mind, or were you acting in a normative frame of mind where you're choosing the easier option, the quicker option, versus waiting for trends to unfold, potential reversals, and just sitting there being patient. So just patience, analyzing the market, and not being caught off guard is an easy way to get good at trading. If you don't do all of those, you're missing the basics, and you will never become funded. You will never become profitable. Because I think about the account that I blew, that I talked about in the last video, because I did not have a stop loss. I was quick to place the trade, and I lost a lot of money because of that. I mean, it wasn't actual money, obviously, it's sim. But I had to reset the account, and that is tough. I mean, I'm working back up now. Hopefully I can get funded. I'm at near 1,300. But I could have done that while also saving the money, which would have been nice. So just take the harder option, because for trading, it will pay off more. Do not look for easy trades. Do not look for trades without perfect confluence, or just like good confluence. Wait for your strategy or your model to develop, and then trade based off of that. So if you guys enjoyed this video, I know it's something different. I didn't go over too much today, but yeah, there wasn't really much to go over. I did multiple different trades today. That's the reason why I did not get like one trade and just show it to you guys, because I have multiple different things. I will say one thing that I did really bad for trading today is I got up to 1,500 from the 436 this morning, and I could have got off, but I was looking to pass the eval today, or just get like higher and higher to make it easier. Because how it works for the eval is that a new day, your max drawdown, which is like how much money you can lose before your challenge is finished, gets reset to $2,000 less than your end of day profit. So because I am at 5,100, I think 5,1200, basically 5,1300. If I get down to 300, my account will be closed. So I was trying to push it higher, risk more, because in that situation, if you're up already, you might as well risk more and just try to place a trade. So I was antsy, I was frantic, I was trying to get a trade. I was normative throughout the day, placing good trades, but then I decided to I was rational throughout the day, but then I was normative because I believed that I needed to close the account today. I need to get it higher, and that led to me drawing down, I think, to like 51,283, because I took a bad trade off little confluence on an order block, and my stop loss was stingy. The funny thing is, with the stop loss, I learned this lesson, but I still got stopped out just right before it went back down, so I would have made profit. So it definitely taught me I have to approach it from a normative model. I'm not supposed to be scalping in this market, especially if there's an order block. If there's an order block, never scalp. But I'll stop yapping now, okay? Have a good one, y'all.